The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Sounds like a real boogeyman. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse.
This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Hello, our Night Owl friends, and welcome to a very special episode of Pumpkin Hill Radio, episode 101.
101, part 2.
Every week on Pumpkin Hill Radio, we cover paranormal topics of all fashion. The weirder, the better for us. And we just, one-off reports are perfect. We'll do anything, though. And right now, we're in the middle of a grand, deep research. This is part 2 of our Madame Blavatsky series. If you're just tuning in, I invite you to go just press back one time or kind of swipe your hand to the, just do a quick
it's
swipe.
Episode 101, it's part 2 of episode 100.
Yes, which is part unknown of a much larger series of... We're looking at psychic warfare and just how, it was a study of psychic warfare that we decided we have to go just back to the roots of where any of this stuff came from, because everything we talk about today and last episode all relates directly back into... It turns into the Nazi, there's some Nazi magic movement that happens there. They take some principles from this. Then obviously the government took all those Nazis and put them in power and positions over here in different places in the world. And really it just, and from there it blooms into everything. I know we're going to hit MK Ultra. We're going to do Bluebird, all these things.
So it all ties into the Nazi engineering, those scientists, all the crazy stuff they were looking into. It all stems from this. Basically.
Yes, and it all stems from that, and then it goes from there up through history. We're going to talk about it all. Again, this is a nice deep dive into everything. We're getting to know all the characters in this, and really where it all starts. And it is sometimes it's a little dense, but I think it's very important to just get through.
Laying bricks of a foundation.
Because again, before this point with Madame Blavatsky, there really wasn't any connection between Eastern and Western philosophy.
No,
there was some different people kind of strays, but this is the person that really forms the different groups. She's literally
she's able to just get around
and
get it, gather it, and she's smart enough to remember it.
Yes, she had this insane recall, right? And so we kind of left on the notes of her forming some different groups around the world and building out this theosophical movement, right? But now we're gonna kind of continue on that line and gonna go from there. Anything before that you want to say? I do want to say thanks to everybody for listening, as always.
Yeah, 101, big time, baby.
Yeah, we're in the triple digits now. That's exciting. Definitely check out the Patreon if you want more content. We have tons of bonus stuff back there every month, and you'll get a shout out right here. Just so you know, you are already in the cult of the Star Mother just by listening. You're signing an audio contract. And hey, last episode, I wasn't able to get that outro.
Well, you're in. If you're here from the second one or the last one, well, you're in it.
You're in it now.
Part of the gang, baby.
You're in it now. And maybe this time you'll hear my closeout that we're going to use for every episode after this. We'll see. Anything before we just get into this, Doss?
I don't know. I don't think I have anything.
This is going to be a nice little roller coaster. Yeah, we're going to go all through the rest of her life. And near the end, we'll start talking about all her views on Atlantis. It'll be pretty cool. These different things that really get cherry picked and become evil, but on their own, it's actually a pretty cool thing to look at. So we're right in the middle of Madame Blavatsky's life, right? We're actually going to backtrack a little bit from the 1880s back to the 70s. This is so by the early 70s, Blavatsky had established herself as this figure of some renown, right, in these occult circles. She has done these all these travels, mediumship, associations with different mystical Eastern teachings. She arrives in Cairo in 1871 in Egypt and I just want to talk about her Egyptian studies for a while, because we all know that shit is awesome, and she's out there digging into it, right?
How the hell they make these pyramids?
She's right. She's really, she might have gotten
So that's also Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the pyramids. 369.
She knew that Egypt was also this a position, even at that time, this symbolic thing. You think of Egypt, there is this deep magic. So she just wanted to get this literal crossroads between the East and the West aligned. That's the perfect place to do it.
Yep.
This universal esoteric tradition that she's building out that is totally unique at the time. Unique. It's pulling from so many other things, but it's a culmination that has never really been done. So she's there, right? Shortly after her arrival, she founds the Caro Spiritualist Society, sometimes referred to as the Societe Spirite. Intended as a formal venue for conducting seances, advanced psychic research, and promoting spiritualist philosophy to an educated public. That's fucking nice. Again, This is like 1870, and they're building this kind of stuff. Like, what a time! Like, I want to go there. I want to go to this society.
Sick.
This move marked her major attempt to move beyond this private mediumship and like institutionalized spiritual practices. Like, she's bringing it to the public, right?
Yeah.
Her vision for the society appeared to have been ambitious. She sought to combine traditional Western seance phenomena with cross-cultured mystical elements, drawing from Egyptian symbolism and ceremonial aspects that she claimed to have learned during her travels, right? She's picking up this knowledge along the way from these ascended masters and different gurus and stuff. Like, she's just talking to anybody she can to give her the truth. And she's like fusing this thing, right?
Search for knowledge.
The society attracts a super diverse membership, including European residents, foreign travelers, local Egyptians. The actual recordings of this are scarce, but accounts from the transcript suggest that Blavatsky positions herself as the central figure. She, like later when she forms the Theosophic Society, or when she is kind of in the middle right now, we know that she didn't position herself high on that. This is like she's actually putting herself right in the middle, which is interesting. Meetings reportedly involved seances in which she either directed proceedings or participated as the primary medium. Demonstrations range from spirit communication to like full-on psychic displays where she's like moving stuff around the room, right? This would be like ritualistic gestures derived from all this knowledge base. But at this point, she's literally taking people into rooms and she's either contacting elementals, right? Not necessarily, because she's saying not everything in the seance is a ghost, right?
No.
That's kind of her stance on
like
it the whole time.
Some entity.
The spiritualist movement at this time, they're saying it's all like dead relatives, loved ones.
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
That's how you like market it.
Right. But this is, she's like, you're talking to something else. Beyond, right? Which is kind of more interesting, I think. She's deep
ethereal presence.
Yeah. I just think that's, at that time, it's so like, on the Western side, it's so Christian heavy that you just only think of this like you ghost of your grandma. Like, no, you just might be you're speaking to like a deep primordial figure or some type of fae.
I mean, that's like a theory with a lot of that, like, oh, you're like channeling, like, or if like when you like have like a near death experience and it's like you see your loved one, it's like there's like the theory that like it's something like disguising.
It's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Or it's reflecting. It's like reflecting something. It can shoot something out of your mind somehow.
Out of your own psyche.
That's a scary fucking power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's
Watch out.
but she knows that she's dealing with this stuff at least, you know. She also does all kinds of astral projection. You know, she's
remote
which is like
viewing.
Remote viewing kind of stuff. She's able to pick this stuff out of nowhere. And all in all, I mean, like we say, there's some fraud. We'll get into like some fraud stuff later, but all in all, like she has some real power here.
Yeah.
Even the charisma to build like these magical like construct like societies and stuff. You need to have there's some innate like charm, this glamour, right?
Yes.
Despite its promising start, the Caro Spiritual Society quickly ran into organizational and reputational trouble. Some members accused Blavatsky of her association of fraud, right? Others are like, the society lacked like transparency in its governance. They just didn't know who, like, I don't know. At the time, they're just like, what the fuck's going on behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if like you're trying to teach me magic, like what's happening?
Like, are you fooling me?
The descent reached the public sphere, right? And people started questioning the practice. The collapse of society was swift, and it appeared to have lasted only a matter of months before dissolving by this scandal. Blavatsky later dismisses this whole episode as like a premature attempt at like building this stuff. She just thought she didn't have actually the know-how yet. She was still in the middle of her travels at this time. She's traveled for 10 more years after this, you know, like she picked up more knowledge. This was one of the first like public controversies that she runs into that come a lot throughout her career. It left this lasting impression on her though, and she knew that she needed to emphasize more of like an ideological unity. Yeah. And like she needed, and then she wanted to bring this stuff to the public, but she knew there needed to be some secrecy just because that's literally like, that's kind of how magic works sometimes. It's like, that's how the magic is, that's how it can be.
It can just be used the wrong way.
It can be used the wrong way, right?
And it can like fuck people up, which then ruins it, which then gets it like banned.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's never found again.
You get one guy
Lost.
casting Annihilate Earth spell and everything's gone.
destroy a city spell and then everything's. Then it's like, well, we have to get rid of this.
Like when the guy casts the area of effect spell that is all coins turn into worms.
Yeah,
It's
like well,
all right, we got.
we're not doing this anymore, guys.
Right.
Burn those books.
But we have, like if we're looking back into society around the 1400s, we literally have laws put in place by the king and the crown in Europe that you cannot duplicate gold. And
Can't do alchemy.
Because they're doing that. Yeah, so these magics are around at this time. Just to like backstep a little, we've said before, but we need this master to apprentice transmission of information. Stuff that's simply written down, you lose something there. You need to be in the room seeing it. There's something there's something tangible but not definable.
I think just being in the presence too of these people.
You might even just
it's like why she was such a magnetic person is because like people like whether they realized what it was or not, it's like that's like a teacher, and you like if you're like trying to like gain knowledge and like wisdom on this stuff, that's who you want to be around. Just around that like,
and that's who you become because that's
energy.
who she becomes at some. Like when she starts pouring this stuff, she's like, okay, I'm the teacher now. Like I have the knowledge to actually gift this to people and bring it to the people. She does decide she needs to form, like cultivate like more of an inner circle of like trusted people. She can't just be giving it to like everybody, but it's like if you can earn her favor, then you're in basically. So you still have that, but it is. She's on this forefront of people trying to remember the old magic, right? Like, I think, much earlier than the 1400s, it's like you get these laws and the apprentice can no longer see the master and it no longer can be passed down this way. We still have some of these grimoires, but it's all in these codes that were probably taught to you in person while you were there.
Yep.
So she's, it's like at one point, all this knowledge seemed to somehow either be collected or it was just like, more innate to everybody and at some point it gets scattered across the world and every like culture has a piece of it.
It's like
right?
I think it's like part of like the like trying to remember and find what was in like the Library of Alexandria kind of stuff.
Yes.
Like what was in there? It's
what
like,
was in there?
There's probably some people that like remember and like pass it on and just like trying to piece it together, figure out what
masters
the missing pieces, fill in the missing pieces, like.
Yeah, so that's what she's doing. She's collecting the people that can help her. She's collecting the knowledge so she can help herself and rebuild that. That same thing's happening with like the heathen community, like currently with like the Norse gods and finding new people, like whole new deities in there that are like they probably deserve to be worshipped or something like that. Like they're still like they added a shrine for like Loki's wife like just a few years ago at this like heathen gathering that happens on the East Coast. Like we're still building the magic back. Like we're still actively trying to find it, which is what you, the listeners, need to be a part of. That's all we in Dawson can do is try to teach these base things through this deep dive here and try to build this base. Then from there, it's up to you to grab some of these resources we talk about and
use it how you feels.
Because even this, it's like you're just hearing about them, but you need to put your nose in the same books they were. You need to see what they're doing. And by the way, like I have a lot of them, like just like as PDFs. If you email me, I can hit you with them. They're all just bizarre. So
it's super hard to understand.
Yes.
That's like the part too is like, you got to like, kind of use your own imagination and like creativity. Cause like the stuff's out there, but it's like maybe not written down. It might be just like an idea or thought that gets like put into your brain. By something
transmitted, just like how Nikola Tesla had.
Whether or not you realize that's what it is or not, it's like that's why like using the imagination, using like creativity,
you might be accessing something.
You're like
older.
tapping into something.
You're definitely hitting that Akashic record frequency.
Yeah, that's like what
a little
it is.
bit. You're pulling something out.
That like random inspiration you get to like create a work of art. It's like there's more information in that than just like a picture.
It's coded for sure.
Yeah,
and a lot. That's how.
That's like why it's fascinating.
Madame Blavatsky framed her whole life. That's how on last episode we were talking about how we kind of have this character version of her that she kind of put out to the public as to where she also was like a person. She was still a person. Like she still like farts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I bet. Or I don't know. Maybe she was so pure. Maybe by the end of it she could just cycle it into her bloodstream.
Retain fart retention.
Cycle that right back into her brain.
doing some good fart retention.
Well, yeah, it's just like it is the
powerful.
Yes. So you have this like public character and the real person, and the magic is real across the board. It's just that part of that is that magic, right, where you're building it. It looks like the movie has ended on our screen. Dawson, you want to pick a different one?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. For the listeners, I invite you to come to the video portion, which is the entire portion over on YouTube. You can also see clips of this daily on most social platforms. But we do have a Tube TV VCR set in our vicinity here, and we like to play some VHSs on it. I like to just feel the warm static. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, noise. Oh man, I hope that the noise cancellation it's going to cut that out. But yeah, so we're just taking a short intermission to change the tape.
Yeah, you can keep going if you want. I'll get it in.
Yeah, you'll get it in there. So let's talk about where are we at here. That's a nice little tangent, though, I think. Rather than abandoning her mission from she reframes this Caro failure as a product of unreliable associates and just that she wasn't ready yet herself. She basically because she knew how to there's still press and stuff at this time.
Oh yeah.
So she knew how to frame things. That's what I'm saying about her public identity. She was good at press and being this other thing, right? So
it's I think part of it is because there's press and there's this if you're a public figure, then that means you're getting a public perception, and that's that character she's creating is that
this thing that can be
mythos around
it.
it.
You kind of not to deify yourself, but you create this this version that can be looked at and studied.
Yeah. It's what all famous people do. It's well, there's this character that's me, and then there's this actual me that's way more human.
Mm-hmm. So she just goes about reframing this thing strategically. And between the early 1870s and her eventual movement toward Theosophy, Blavatsky engages in a broad network of spiritualists, occult, and intellectual. She just talks to all these people, intellectuals across Europe and America, and she begins creating these blueprints. She begins meeting these people that will later carry on her legacy and build the societies based not in her name but in Theosophy's name to be studied, right? Because it's not a religion, but it's something to be seen as a universal truth.
Just teachings.
Yes, just teachings. So at this point she was now a teacher and an interpreter of ancient wisdom and traditions. She's now has this upon herself. Her public image is a careful blend of this mystic adventurer, as we're saying, this this person that is fiercely getting at this magic. She projected this aura of defiance towards skeptics and engaged in heated public disputes at this time to defend her credibility. She wouldn't back down. She'd come with the receipts.
Yeah.
She's coming in with the receipts.
Debate me.
Yeah, debate me. And she's debating the validity of this occult science. And she has she has the fucking receipts to be this is what it is. Let me fucking come back to my house and I'll show you how to move a fucking cup.
This is why it's not evil or scary.
Mm-hmm. Public demonstrations of psychic power might draw crowds, but they also invited this exposure, right? That was I think it did sap her there's something to that where we talked about during our airbending episode. There's that one guru who could fly across a valley, and I was just talking about how he had to get away, he had to do that in private. You can't have a crowd there.
Yeah, because it's not for show. It's not for that materialist view of do it to show everyone. It's no, kind of just have to trust it, learn it,
and maybe at some point you can present it to the public. But I think the psychic neediness of somebody looking for a show is going to siphon the magical energy that you're brewing.
If it's too materialistic, it's they're just consuming.
They're just consuming, which is the opposite of what she's teaching.
Which is going to drain you.
It's just going to be the opposite of
not make you want to do it.
Yeah.
It's anytime anyone okay, just say you're going to do something, you're already all right, I'm going to go get this done, and someone's hey, you have to go do this, and it's that thing you're going to do already. And you're I don't want to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. Someone told me to.
Told me to.
Kind of that idea.
This saps you.
Whatever that phenomena is.
You're right. That's a good comparison. Just to feel, right?
Right.
The formal creation of the Theosophical Society in 1875 marks this culmination of her personal experiences. She beyond the 70s, she moved decisively beyond the role of this medium. She's kind of something else. She's seen as this, at least publicly, she's seen as something very magical, right?
Yeah.
she understands that to maintain this influence and credibility, she needs an organization that is like the framework, that has framework of like defining and defending her vision. So she wants to build something where she can like build these studies and like actually show people, you know, and like get this, whatever this knowledge that she's building, like get this down and have like an organization to defend it and to back it and to certify that this shit is happening. Right.
Yeah.
That's when she's in New York, as we covered last episode. And that's when that's this hub of spiritualism, this like all this intellectual movement that's always been strong there. And that's when she encounters, like we talked about, Colonel Henry Steele Olcott. This is that Civil War vet that they go on to found this thing, right? She has all these like-minded individuals, right, convening to form this society. That can sound kind of bad, but they're all on the right side. That's the other thing. It's like all this can be taken in a harsh way, and it sort of does later on, right? The years immediately following the founding of this is where she starts to build that credibility and expands this membership through forming these connections with people. She's meeting these people that she met in the past in all these different places, where even in the failed places where she tried to build stuff up, she's now like, hey, take on this branch of Theosophy, like build this out. You already know the teachings. We learned them together. Like, I'll send you the pamphlet. I'll hit you with the trifold, and you can, do a Zoom call, and we'll do. And this is again, like, think about how hard it was to like build all this out at this time. Like, you can't just do a Zoom call.
You can't just call someone.
You're sending letters.
You can't just normally call someone.
You're sending letters across continents.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even be sure it's gonna make it there, right?
Yeah.
So just keeping all this together. Obviously, she was like privileged enough to have this time to do it. She was in this high society, so she could. But she was using her time to do this, to build this circle of esoteric enthusiasts.
She could have easily just been like sitting comfortably, just chilling.
Just chilling, yeah. She could have been chilling. No, she had
mysteries to be solved,
Because even at a young age, she felt this. She felt something. It's why she began studying it. And that's like generally why people do begin studying it, is they feel something, right?
I mean, she could have just ended up being like, like some nobleman's wife and just chilled. Had a family, which is like, nah.
Horse, sword hanging above the fireplace.
I'm just gonna do something else.
See, it's a medieval dream.
Exactly. Who wouldn't want that?
A warm hearth.
Yeah.
Sturdy stable.
Yeah.
A slew of people working for you without paying them.
Yeah, perfect.
Yikes. Yeah, well, that's what it was though back then. Anyway. This so that's the society, like how she tries to get this information out is all these public lectures. She's bringing people in now instead of people coming to her. I mean, they're still coming to her, but it's like instead of people like just breaking down her door, being like, "Show me that you can do this." She's like inviting them into like in these environments so she can actually display it properly. Right. This is like offering these presentations on comparative religion, on ancient civs, dude, going to like. And when I say ancient civs, she's not talking about Egypt. She's talking about Atlantis in Lemuria. Yeah. That's the part that's like, I know it's like we're getting to good stuff right at the end of this thing, but it's like that's what she was into. Yeah. That's like specifically what she's studying is these ancient civs, like the real ancient ones.
Yeah, the ones that like were before history.
The ones that didn't have humans on them and had different races.
Yep.
So she's like out there teaching this. She's like she's built an entire society and an organization and like a brick and mortar place to present all this and like just go about the nature of the human soul at a time when religion is so fierce and you're getting all this controversy, right? She's like a very active speaker. She's the one doing a lot of this herself. Like obviously she's teaching people and like letting them do these presentations, but she's also still like right out there fucking dealing with all these critics and stuff too, fucking just talking about the religious dogmas and everything. And then like they had that publication, that magazine. That's how they were able to reach out further, and people would read these mags, these dirty mags. Yeah. Keep this one under your bed from your. Yeah. You don't want your Christian mother finding this book, kids.
Naughty.
Keeping that under the covers, reading that.
Had that in the woods somewhere.
Yeah. So people are reading this and they're like, then they're literally making this trek across the whole world to come see these presentations then, because it's so magnetic, because she has such a magnetism.
Just taps into people's like, oh shit, I should go learn about it.
Which is insane. Someone sitting here talking about it on a pod trying to reach across the thing, it's like at that time it's a whole nother level, man. Like
Yeah.
So while the society's founding principles were broad, the early years saw a sharpening of the focus. Under her influence, the society began emphasizing the idea of a hidden and universal wisdom tradition, this primordial truth underlying all religions and cultures.
Mm-hmm.
This is a slow rollout. You can't just hit people with this. You got to teach people what these other things are first before you're like, and they're all the same, and your Christianity is only like a piece of this much more ancient thing, right? And it wasn't presented as like a speculative theory. This was like a body of knowledge that she like had been enlightened with, and she said it was like from direct contact that she learned all this from these beings that had been here for all time that would like know this and still held this magic, right?
Yeah.
Fucking real quick, we're gonna talk about so among the damaging controversies in the life of Helena Blavatsky, we have the Coulomb Affair, not Columbia, the Coulomb Affair. This is a public scandal that erupted in the mid 1880s during her tenure in India. This revolves around one Emma and Alexis Coulomb, former associates of Blavatsky, whose allegations of fraud and deception gained widespread attention through newspapers and just they're just because Blavatsky is such a big name at this point in these circles that any kind of controversy is going to get all over the place. Emma and Alexis were like close allies to Blavatsky at first.
Betrayal.
They were brought into the theosophical fold as helpers and confidants of at the Adyar headquarters in Madras, which is now Chennai. Emma Coulomb, man, I'm stumbling on that word. Emma, in particular, acted as a housekeeper and assistant, and appeared to, and like by all appearances, like enjoyed and trusted Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky.
Mm-hmm.
Their relationships began to deteriorate from financial disputes. Emma requested money loans. She's like, I need,
Classic.
Blavatsky refused that shit because it was a significant loan request. I just need $1 million.
Just quick, I'll pay you back, I promise.
I just need $1 million.
Yeah. Which I feel like too, when people like that like betrayal and stuff, it's like if people
we'll run it back.
But when people are like putting bounties on that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like prove it's a hoax, like we'll pay this by like newspapers and shit.
Well, and some of those are getting pumped by like the Vatican. I mean, seriously, it's like which has at any time in history like immeasurable wealth. It's like if they want to shut something down, they can put out all the scandals they want. They can plant anything they want.
You think they don't like own media?
You can literally like it can like things can even be planted. It's like you can have some exactly, dude. So let's see.
Even if you just print it to enough people, like that perception, people just will have that.
The Coulombs claimed to have found a set of hidden contraptions, sliding panels, false cupboards, secret passages within the headquarters where they would put on these, like even these psychic shows, basically, or like displays, right? Because now she's doing it to like show people. It's not really for.
Yeah.
These devices allegedly facilitated the staged miraculous appearances of the Mahatma's letters and other phenomena central to Blavatsky's reputation as a medium, right? The Coulombs framed these discoveries as proof of systematic deception, and Blavatsky defenders argued that these supposed contraptions were either fabricated or they were placed. Like even like we just said, like they were like, maybe you just brought them in. Like, can we get a closer look at these Coulombs, right? The affair gained traction because they accused them, and specifically, I think I mentioned it last time, it's the Madras Christian College magazine. That's like where their platform for putting this saying it was a hoax. And I don't know. It got to her for a while there. That wasn't good for her. The affair also coincided with other crises of the Theosophical Society, including this growing external scrutiny from internal divisions. So people like that are in it, but they're like, I don't know, they might be plants or just the scandal eroded public trust, particularly in India.
Well, it's gonna be anytime you have like a group of people together, it starts getting bigger. There's like that like egotistical part of it where people are, they like infighting kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And they're like, I
Guys.
want to be the leader. I want $1 million.
I'm the boss.
And by the way, I want $1
Why
million.
does she have all that money? I want that money, though.
I want that money.
I want the money, though.
And I don't think that she was like making a ton of money off this. She just had money from being,
Yeah, no,
from this
exactly.
thing,
It was just
right?
like that, like, oh, we could just make more money.
So
and then it was like the moral differences and ethics.
this
and all
column,
that.
this Coulomb Affair that broke out and it gained popularity. And then we have the Society of Psychical Research coming in to investigate her. That's the Hodgson report we talked about a little bit last time. But a little bit about the SPR, that's the Society of Psychical Research. It was founded in London in 1882 and was established to apply scientific rigor to the study of paranormal phenomena. So also that's cool on its own. Like you want to make sure this shit is legit. Its members included scholars, scientists, and prominent spiritualists. The investigations ranged from mediumship and telepathy to hauntings and claims of psychic manifestation. This is when that's how they got Blavatsky's attention, or I guess vice versa on that. But they, as these allegations surface, we have Richard Hodgson coming in, giving this report, and kind of he's interviewing these witnesses, examining these alleged phenomenons, and he basically says it was Hodgson was predisposed to skepticism is the other thing. So he's exposed to these. He's like knows about all these fraudulent mediums. So I think he's going in there with this. He's a part of the spiritual. It's like a spiritual society, right? But then they're all skeptics in there. It's one of those things. It's like when we were on that Bigfoot forum website. Yeah. And like the comment on that one was
it brings people that are skeptical of it, but they're trying to like go disprove it more, and they get
grouped
brought
into
into
that's
it,
like what it becomes, right?
Yeah. And then one of the, that's why like having these like building it as like a society. That's like why like the monks are like on their own, because it's like they're very careful who they bring in as teachers, because it's like you start giving this stuff out to people start using it to like trick people, and then it just tarnishes it all.
Yeah. Did you see that story about those? There was those one group of monks, and like they were all on meth. That they all got brought in for like being on insane amounts of meth all the time.
Oh, sweet guys!
Come on, guys. That's not how you reach enlightenment.
What? You guys tweaking?
Meth isn't even like the right one to hit if you're trying to use like drug induced.
Yeah, it's like where's that coming from, guys?
It's like the picture was like just a bunch of monks being arrested. It wasn't AI, but it seems like it would be. But it was It was very funny. Like
who's giving you guys that?
Let's see. So these that's just like some of the controversies in her life, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that a lot of that was based off of the spiritualist movement that she didn't even really fully believe in, or she didn't like see it that way. Yeah. So a lot of it's being like pushed as she's like one thing when she's not even that. It gets put under this umbrella. And that's really what was fucking bugging her, is like, I'm trying to teach occultism, not spiritualism. I'm trying to teach these like ancient truths.
Different things.
Not like talking to your grandma,
Yeah.
And it's like to build out some of that and to get her foot on the ground somewhere, she did have to put on some of these possibly shows. I think honestly, when she was in the room doing them, she could perform some of this shit for real. She could just like Austin Spare. He like, I bet she could like summon up a little bit of an elemental or like whatever that was.
That I'm sure some of it too is like it probably gets put under her name, but there's like other people doing these same things, and they're like aren't as good as it. Mm-hmm. They're trying to just like get a quick buck.
They like lied their way in, and now it's like, I just put this little contraption under the seat, and I put my foot there, and all of a sudden the lights across the room turn on.
And everyone in this room gave me $10.
Yeah. So this is a good deal.
Oh, good for me.
Yeah. So that's a lot of what it is. She's like fighting this. She has to like fight for the side of this thing that she doesn't even really fucking care about.
Yeah.
So that just always like
to like clear the name.
Right? Blavatsky departed India in 1885 under pressure from hostile press coverage at this time. I mean, she's already like a woman. She's already in that like area of the world. She's already like pushing this thing that isn't even a religion, but it's like above religion, kind of. Yeah, it's like people are getting kind of. Some people are getting. Some people really don't take kindly to that.
No.
There's a few specific groups that I can think of even today that are like they would not like this kind of person.
No.
It's like back then it was even more fierce. Like she's leaving because she's like under threat.
Yeah.
Which that always sucks too. Like being pushed out for your magical beliefs is insane.
Yeah.
And too bad. Right.
That happened.
By 1887, Blavatsky moves to London, where she founds the Blavatsky Lodge. Nice. She's putting her own name on it now. Of the Lodge of the Theosophical Society. This becomes a central hub to the theosophical study, lectures, and publishing activity. Nice. She's building out a whole
Nice.
red temple for herself.
Yeah, she copied us.
She copied us.
She knew it. She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she did. Well, she definitely could see the future, so she was clairvoyant enough to see us talking about this.
She knew about it.
That place also served as her personal residence and working office,
Nice.
allowing her to directly mentor disciples and maintain oversight over this European branch. Because a lot of time it was like she was setting it up and she was trusting other people that she'd met on her journey that just hadn't seen all the things that she had seen, hadn't learned everything she had learned. So she wasn't able to now she's keeping an eye on things. She learned that she can't let this shit just go to other people until everybody's ready for that, right?
Nope.
The Blavatsky Lodge meetings often featured extensive Q&A sessions during which she elaborated on her complex cosmology and metaphysics. Nice. Just popping off, I bet. It's going nuts. And one thing I haven't mentioned is that she smoked like 200 cigarettes a day.
Yeah, she loved tobacco.
I can't believe I haven't mentioned earlier. She was doing hand rollies all the time.
She was fully addicted to tobacco.
Someone said that she quoted someone quoted that she smoked like 1 pound of tobacco a day.
Yeah.
She's just doing hand rollies non-stop. So at these Q&As, she's just puffing on these fucking... That's so good, dude. She's just always in this cloud. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Some of the dialogues from these lodge meetings were actually recorded and published as transactions of the Blavatsky Lodge, providing a rare and first-hand expositions of her thoughts and is in this kind of informal setting, which is cool. It's just a lot of her ranting about this shit. We'll get into exactly what she was ranting about in just a moment. One thing that she did around this time, while living in Wurzburg and later Austin and London, Blavatsky labored intensively on her magnum opus. We already mentioned it briefly. It's called The Secret Doctrine. Doctrine. Published as two volumes in 1888. A good 888. That's solid too. Subtitled The Synthesis of Science, Religion, and Philosophy. The work sought to unify all these things and within a grand evolutionary and cosmological framework. The first volume is called Cosmogenesis. Nice. It's also going to be the name of our first EP probably now.
Yeah, exactly.
This focused on the origins and structures of the universe, drawing on sources ranging from Hindu cosmology to Western occultism. The second, called Anthropogenesis, dealt with the origins and evolution of humanity, blending spiritual evolution with concepts drawn from both ancient mythology and contemporary scientific debates. Mm-hmm. She's presenting these works as partially derived from esoteric instructions imparted by her Mahatmas, as she was saying. And she had one that was like above all of them. There's a lot of other she has a couple different secret teachers. The one that is like the high horse, on the high horse, I guess is what you say, is Coulomb. Coulomb.
That's a good guy.
Yeah, probably a distant relative of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Coulomb. If you're going to look one
Crash
up,
Bandicoot.
Yes. In addition to the Secret Doctrine, at this point, she's producing several key texts. One called The Key to Theosophy. This is like a full introduction to Theosophy, structured with dialogue between. It's like structured as like an inquirer and a theosophist. It's a pretty cool text. It's kind of a back and forth conversation. Yeah. Then we have another one called The Voice of the Silence. This is a mystical manual of spiritual development inspired by Eastern teachings and presented as a translation from the Book of the Golden Precepts.
Classic.
Yes. The journal. Okay, we also have numerous articles for Lucifer, which is the Theosophical Society's London-based journal.
Nice.
It's a magazine called Lucifer. That's
the Lightbringer.
She co-edited that with Mabel Collins and later Annie Besant. Annie is, I believe, she comes up maybe a little later, but no, actually she doesn't, because I cut that part out. These are all different people that are kind of tangential to it, but they all kind of give their basis of information to Madame Blavatsky. So I feel like she was kind of the culmination of all these parts. Again and again, she's the one holding this together. I know it's such an easy thought in this day and age to be like, yes, they're all connected, but back then it was like, what the fuck?
It's like it's easy now.
Mind-blowing. Yes, because she set it up. In 1888, Blavatsky established the Esoteric Section, or ES, of the Theosophical Society, intended for members committed to deeper training in the occult and moral discipline. The ES operated under her direct authority, creating a dual structure within the society, an outer public-facing organization, and then this inner initiatory body, the secret sect right here, right? Yeah. She has a lot, there's like some specific principles with that. She was saying to gain this full enlightenment, you needed to abstain from sex. You needed to be vegetarian, and I believe like one other thing was she was saying. And she herself did not. I mean, she didn't do sex, but she definitely did meat and animal products. She, by all accounts, almost every morning she ate just like a bunch of fried eggs, just like in a soup of butter.
That's
awesome. It was like like a soup of butter.
That's a great breakfast.
That mixed with like, and she has like 10 cigarettes.
Sure, she's like eating bacon and stuff too.
Dude, yes, but like again and again, it's like just eggs floating in butter.
That's awesome.
With 200 cigarettes.
That's basically what I'm eating these days.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, she builds this thing out. This move both strengthens her personal influence and sowed the seeds for later controversy, as these members felt the ES represented an elite and secretive hierarchy within there, which it kind of did. But it's like, hey, the initiate, like the public facing members, like some of those are like bastard dogs. They're doing like shit, getting her all fucked up on this shit, planting shit,
ruining the fucking reputation.
Yeah, so it's like she knew all along she needed to build this inner group. She learned from her mistakes. She learned when that first Egyptian place fell.
Every secret society does that.
Yes, she just needed to do it, right? In 1889, Blavatsky meets Annie Besant, a former secularist and social reformer who would become one of Theosophy's most prominent figures. Besant quickly emerged as a trusted ally, co-editor of Lucifer, and eventually successor in leadership. Because we are about to get to Blavatsky's death, because she does build all this stuff up. She apparently did not get the enlightenment enough to stay alive forever, or at least not in the form. Or I don't know. She could have pulled an Elvis.
Yeah.
Her and Elvis and Jackson just smoking cigarettes back by the dumpster.
Out in fucking Puerto Rico.
Their partnership energized the whole society's work within Britain and brought in all these new members and expanded this publishing output, right? So they're really putting out at this point. Throughout the 1880s, Blavatsky suffers from a range of chronic illnesses, from kidney disease and heart problems. Well, another thing I'll say is that she rode horses like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
She rode it because she was like raised in this. She was like
cars weren't really a thing.
And she's of noble birth. So she's like has this, despite it's like a courtyard of horses and shit. She rode them a lot. She must have been good enough to ride them, but she fell off like a ton of times. When she was young, she fell off, and there's this thing that happens where you fall off a horse, but your leg stays in, and then your head crashes against their like stampeding feet, and you die. And it's like something really common with like horse, like how you die on a horse. And this like basically happened to her, but onlookers like saw. It seemed like an unnaturally like her head was like being picked up. Like it wasn't like bouncing and crashing. It was like being kind of like held up. That was like one of her early like weird psychic things. It was like she definitely should have died there.
Held it. Yeah.
She just got it held. She definitely falls off her horse a couple different times, and like I think she like gets one of her knees busted in. Yeah. She has I forgot what it's called, but one of her feet is like fucked up. Like
she got
maybe from birth. I don't even know. She just like always had like a fucked up foot.
Got the horse foot.
And they had all kinds of heart problems, probably from the butter soup and cigarettes. But despite her frailty there, and she really like held such a strong demeanor the whole time. So it's like even though she has these like chronic ailments, she maintains this intense fucking work schedule. She's dictating manuscripts from her fucking bed and like taking visitors daily when she can't even get up. She's like, her physical condition limited her ability to travel at this point and just anchored her in London in her final years. She's just taking a lot of visitors from around the world. Fucking magic men from here and far are just like going to this person's bedside to get the wisdom imparted on them. Yeah. Helena Blavatsky died on May 8th, 1891 at the age of 59. Pretty good for 1870, 1891. I mean, you want to live longer, and a lot of those traveling she was doing, she did a lot of the traveling, but by the time she was like 42, like she had made it to, she like went up and did like her Tibet thing and all that from all sides of the world. She was doing that young. Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's maybe not as young seen as today, but her death deeply affected the Theosophical movement. The date was subsequently commemorated by the followers as White Lotus Day. Nice. That's May 8th, dedicated to the study of her writings and the celebration of her life's work. In the aftermath, leadership passed to Annie Besant, as we said, and then Henry Olcott, the Civil War vet, remained president until his death until 1907. The society's headquarters is still located in Adyar, India. And the ES, that inner circle, continues under Besant's guidance, ensuring the preservation of Blavatsky's more esoteric teachings. So there actually still is this society that has this inner circle that has hopefully all the information imparted on them. Hopefully nothing's been lost, right? Yeah, she dies in London. It's White Lotus Day. The service was not Christian. Passages from Hindu and Buddhist texts were read alongside excerpts from her own writings. That's sick, getting your own shit read at your funeral. She was cremated, and which was like at the time in Victorian England sort of a novel thing. Like that's something that happens all the time. It symbolizes that there's like her full rejection of like conventional religious norms. Like even in death, she's doing this. The ashes were divided into 3 portions. One sent to the Theosophical headquarters in India, in Adyar, India. One was retained in the London Lodge, and one was placed in the American headquarters in New York. So that's sick, huh?
Nice.
She's like, now she's just like spanning continents and riding this forevermore. The success and leadership, then there's some struggles there. Obviously, we have Henry, we have Annie. There's been some changes to this stuff. You know, like the original vision has been shifted a little bit since then, right? There was some posthumous publications by Blavatsky that the society like put out. One is called the Theosophical Glossary. That's like a reference and kind of helps like define some key terms, right? Then this other one called From the Caves and Jungles of Hindustan, which is a partly fictional travel narrative of Blavatsky's life, right? There's this whole evolution of Theosophy without her, but honestly, she has super long-term influences on everything that's going forward now in these studies that we're going to cover. From Western occult revival in the 19th century and 20th century, modern New Age movements, fucking like you're doing your yoga, all these people we have that are affected. Aleister Crowley will probably cover like next time, I guess, because it kind of leads into there. Let's talk a little bit about like Theosophy and the deeper like esoteric channels of it, though, before we close out here, because it kind of let me just start it out. Atlantis, the fabled lost civilization first described by Plato, became one of her cornerstone myths in her esoteric cosmology. Her vision of Atlantis was far more expansive and metaphysical than the most 19th century interpretations. Rather than treating it solely as an ancient nation, she embedded it within her root race theory. Okay, stay with me here, people. We're not going to get racist. Okay, that's just the theme. That's just the term of this thing. Cool. This is a vast cyclical model of human spiritual evolution. In this model, Atlantis represents not just a location, but a whole epoch of human history. This is like a whole age, right?
The super advanced. I mean, that's like the stuff I get into with like the reset or whatever. Yes. It is like there's this like
it's a stage
highly
in the soul's,
advanced.
This like collective journey that the soul's going through. Yeah. This downfall carries moral, spiritual, and cosmic lessons that we're kind of picking up on, that she was able to pick up on. Blavatsky acknowledged Plato's dialogues in TMS and Critias as the earliest surviving sources of Atlantis, but she insisted he only hinted at a much larger truth guarded by ancient mystery schools. This is good stuff. According to her, Plato's, this is straight to the vein now, buddy. We made it. We made it. All right, we're good here. This is our stuff now. I love this shit. We know about her completely now. We know what she did. According to her, I'm sorry, I'm just excited about this Atlantean shit. I just had to get the base out there, you know? According to her, Plato's account was an incomplete fragment of a sacred history preserved by Egyptian priests, which itself descended from records of a far older tradition.
Yeah.
She said these deeper records were preserved in the Book of Dizan, an ancient manuscript in an unknown language that she said was kept in the hands of adepts in Tibet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that's just what happens when you have like secret societies. Sometimes, you know, you have like the surface level where like the initiates and stuff. That's like Plato's account of Atlantis, and then there's like the deeper stuff that ends up getting lost.
The Book of Dizan. It's spelled Dzyan. Dizyan. It's an ancient man. It's in an unknown language. She said it was in a language that was forgotten by humanity.
Which there's another manuscript that's like in an indecipherable like language. Voynier.
I think I know. I would have to look it up. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Voynier,
they're like still trying to figure out what the hell.
I can't say the word right, but yeah. They like code breakers are like nah. It's just like an unknown. They like know it's a language and it's saying something, but they like can't figure it out.
It could. And what about this? What if it's not like, okay, well, would it still be an ancient language? But it's kind of like how we were talking about like the Enochian like language getting formed by these people. Like they like had to go on these like vision quests to like understand and transcribe it. So it's like a language. Maybe it's a language that is like yet to be found in the Akashic record. It's lost.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, all right, well, it's like it's something outside of it. You know what I mean?
Let me just trip nuts and look at it for a while and see what I can come up with, boys.
Yeah, just try to read it.
Just let me see it. We'll pull it up here soon, and let me just see if I can just, first glance this thing, just pull it out. Okay, so the root race framework, though, that she describes in the Secret Doctrine, she lays out this theory of 7 great evolutionary stages, which she calls root races, which through humanity progresses over immense spans of time. This is a lot, actually, very similar to in some of these Islam texts talking about these ages of man, like jinn being like predating man, but then also like this lists 5 root races, right? But there's like the jinn and the hin and the bin and all these. So there's already different connections here where a different a religion is already pointing these things out, right? You got it, Das? Yeah,
I found it. Okay, so the Voynich, Voynich, Voynich. The manuscript. So it's an illustrated codex written in a mysterious script known as Voynichese that has never been convincingly deciphered. Its pages are filled with fanciful plant drawings, astrological diagrams, naked figures, pharmaceutical images, and hundreds of pages of peculiar writing.
Hey, man. Give me a couple minutes with those naked figures.
But the thing is, like, the weirdest part is, like, the plants aren't plants known to anywhere.
It's like a book that you'd see, like, in Alien Covenant or something.
Astrology is, like, not our astrology.
Which is it just, like, way more ancient than?
It's, way ancient or, like, just completely alien.
We got an episode on that coming up.
Yeah, we have to like.
We'll study that. I'm gonna actually try to like take some hallucinogenic and look at it. I think that's the only way to even attempt this thing.
Yeah, because I think people have been doing that.
So stay tuned for that episode.
People have definitely been doing that.
But have they been doing it live?
Yeah, exactly. We'll do it live, stream it.
Das, can I tell you the root races?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
We have the first root race is an ethereal, non-physical being. Does that kind of sound like a plasmic soul to you? Almost?
Sounds like something I've been trying to fucking describe forever.
Yeah. That's the second root race, more physical but still semi-astral, living in the Hyperborean epoch, a very ancient time. We have the third root race, the Lumerians, who began to solidify in form. But if you look at what they look like, they're basically Na'vi.
Yeah.
They're basically super tall blue things.
Super cool blue guys.
Yeah. We have the fourth root race, which is the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Then we have the fifth root race. Stay with me, everybody. And don't leave a bad review. They're called the Aryans. This is her 19th century esoteric sense, meaning the current humanity, not the later racial ideology. She's saying the Aryans are the current race of all people. That's what age we're in. We're just naming the ages at this point. And this is Aryan race. And it's actually... It's a little more than that, but it's not pointing to any racial ideology. Is the main thing. Hitler sees this, and he,
it's like, you got to keep it pure.
Yeah, he sees this and does some fuck shit on it, but it's like this.
You got to keep it pure
in itself. Okay, she also mentions a 6th and 7th root race, which are like future evolutions yet to come. That's kind of sick. Hopefully we can hit that. Well, hopefully it's Return to Water Glory.
That's what
and then from there is probably like unleashing the plasmic soul again, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a cycle, right?
Yes, becoming the first root race again. In this like framework, Atlantis was the seat of the fourth root race, a period of immense technological, psychic, and occult advancement, but also one of moral decline. Right? And we've all heard of that. Blavatsky describes Atlantis as a vast continent larger than modern-day Europe, stretching across much of the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Its lands included what are now parts of the Americas, Africa, and Europe, but also extended to now submerged regions. Which is where she's like, this is all a connected same thing. This is why.
Well, that's why there's pyramids everywhere, and that's like that. Like there's like the theory that there's like ancient Egyptian like hieroglyphs and like monoliths and stuff. Like there's like the Sphinx in like the Grand Canyon. And
oh man, we got a good like
which,
Egypt
like,
is the Grand Canyon episode coming up.
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point,
Well,
'cause-
it's all the same thing, and
Mhm.
it's like we think Egypt's like at a certain time period, but it's actually just way the fuck older, like way
maybe a
super
remnant
fucking
from,
older.
Remnant from the fourth. The
Yes,
fourth
from
age,
this
I
like
guess I'll
this
call
like
it.
same thing that's been around forever, and there's other pyramids that are just buried still.
Oh yeah, or like under the ocean,
Like that are just like mountains. They're either in the ocean. Like
Mhm.
there's plenty of mountains.
in the Arctic.
Drive anywhere through like
Antarctic.
New Mexico, you're gonna see these fucking little hills and mountains,
Mhm.
and you'll be like, "Well, that's a fucking pyramid." There's so many of them.
There's so many of them, yeah. And so many were also destroyed during like the Ice Age and
Yeah,
stuff, and you know
yeah,
different
the floods.
different like cataclysms. Basically, we'll take some
Yeah.
of them out, but some of it remains. You right?
Some
She
of it's
often
buried.
used the term Poseidonus, which comes from Ignatius. Excuse me, Poseidon is
Mhm.
coming right up through my gullet here.
Yeah.
That comes from Ignatius Donnelly and earlier occult sources. Poseidonus is the last surviving island remnant of Atlantis,
Nice.
which she claimed sank around 9,500 BCE,
Yeah.
aligning loosely with Plato's timeline, though she insisted earlier cataclysms had destroyed much of the continent long before.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I don't know. That's a whole other thing, but we talk about liquefaction weapons and different like
Yeah.
cataclysm generators, basically that can create this either like based on either if it's like opposing things, like she's saying
Mhm.
it's a whole continent, or like basically that's what the world is at this point. Then it's like
Yeah.
you have these different world superpowers with advanced psychonics and psychotronics and different
Or
like
even just, like-
technologies that are so
Like
advanced.
you think of like the Titans and like Leviathan
Mhm.
and these like world dragons. It's like, I mean, these like huge like Titan giant things, like not like 10-foot tall things, but like these like
Mountainside.
mile
they're
tall
scraping
things.
the clouds.
These
yeah.
things that are miles tall
Yeah.
and huge.
So these are
Like these things just wake up, destroy Atlantis.
Mhm. And it's
Can't
like
find
maybe
it
those
anymore.
are even more ancient technologies from like Lemuria, some
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
giant golem guardian kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's like these things like that awaken when it needs to be reset.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, some like part organic, part technology, part just magic, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like this thing. Yeah,
this like balancing thing on the earth that like, you know, when the technology gets too far, people get too hedonistic and too, or not hedonistic, but like too
their morals.
degenerative.
Yeah. The morals apparently degrade.
Yeah,
because this
get
is
too
a
Sodom and Gomorrah. You got to
this is a
fucking
highly
down.
advanced spiritual technical
Yeah.
technical culture, right? They possess psychic powers such as telepathy. This is what she is saying.
Yeah.
She gained from her knowledge from her ascended masters. They had levitation, weather manipulation, telepathy, kind of like what we talk about with shamans even today can
Yeah.
do, because they
Which-
are retaining some of this ancient
If you
magic.
think about like what we're trying to do with technology, I mean, we're weather. We can control the weather, manipulate the weather at least. You know, cloud seeding, all that stuff. I mean, these are basically a cell phone, basically telepathy. You're
You're
transferring
building it out, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're like it's like mimicking.
Well, what
it.
about the thing Elon made? Fucking
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like
Neuralink?
where we're going. That's where we're trying to
Neuralink, right.
go.
Well, yes, because their technology fused occult energy with physical machinery. In
Yeah.
her view, what modern scientists call forces were once consciously directed by will. So this
Yeah.
like the greater like forces of the world.
You've
They were
seen like
directing
you've
these
seen
by
circuitry. You've seen like these like chips that they put in them and like how they look.
will. The micro and the
the
macro.
designs.
How that then looks like ancient cities and stuff.
Yeah, and how that and a lot of it looks like sigils.
yes, yeah, because it's all powered by that same magic.
So it's
right?
all like
The Atlanteans were master astronomers, architects, and engineers, and had contact with divine instructors or masters that she said were corrupted later in later eras. Right? I think she
Mhm.
was like getting like half the old sacred masters went bad. You know, almost like some biblical shit. It seems like.
fallen angels.
They just became increasingly out of balance. Blavatsky's account of Atlantis' downfall is early Atlanteans lived in harmony with cosmic law and used their powers for the benefit of all. Over time, a priestly caste became corrupted, right? These like
Mhm.
highly psychic beings, they like realize that they can take control. They use their psychic abilities and occult scientists for domination and selfish ends, right?
Yeah.
Classic. That's what's happening again to us right now. The
Yeah.
misuse of this power led to internecine wars. and the unleashing of destructive forces that destabilize the Earth itself. The culmination in a series of geological catastrophes, earthquakes, floods, land subsidence that destroyed much of the continent in stages. Sorry, my voice is getting a little gruff here. I've been talking for a while. The last remnant, Poseidonus, this little island, sank in a single night of earthquakes and tidal waves, possibly liquefaction tools.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe set off and you just can't shut them down once they're going, because maybe the area where it turned on is now sunk, but it's still running. You know, it's like, okay, the whole thing's going down. She linked the fall to the biblical floods, these floods in every account. Hindu accounts of the destruction of great cities, Native American flood legends, Native American flood lettuce, suggested that they were all distorted memories of this Atlantean disaster. Again, sort of a common thing to think of now, but she's like putting this on paper. She's the one that's actually like, she's doing this.
Did it.
And her telling, not all the Atlanteans perished, though. Survivors fled to various parts of the world. Egypt.
Yeah.
Right? Bringing their advanced knowledge and forming the basis for Egyptian civilization. You know, perhaps this was like, obviously, that she's saying they went to other parts of the world, so these were already there. So they were already they have this world superpower, but there's other places. Like now we still have like third world countries, even though we have fucking shit going on. It's like there's other stages of, at that time, there's other stages
when,
of society
Columbus
happening.
came to the Americas.
Yeah.
They had like guns.
Yeah.
They had gunpowder. You know?
And it's like, you can't,
And armor
So,
and
yeah,
shit.
so they went to Egypt and they're bringing this, they either had, it's like maybe this shit was already kind of built there, right? And they just like reclaimed it or whatever, or just like became a part of it. They also went to, it said, Central America, becoming the progenitors to Maya and Aztec cultures. They went to India and Tibet, merging with the earlier Lemurian descendants, because Tibet has Lemurians from this older society, and that's why they have this even more adept occult knowledge.
Yeah,
that's why that's like the secret hub.
Well, it's also it goes into like the Tower of Babel is like the same thing as like this Atlantean. Like they all spoke the same language, and then when they get like smote down, these like tribes get scattered. And they all have to like speak different languages. They all create different cultures.
That's exactly what.
So
it
they
is,
can't come together again.
Exactly what
to
it
do
is.
that.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So it's like the Atlanteans became all the other like progenitor races, right? Or like peoples, right? And it's but it's the thing is that there's like some of these like Tibetan fucking masters are from Lemurian times, which is even pre-Atlantean shit. So they have this ancient fucking aura to them, you know. It's like that's why that's like why that place feels so fucking like
anything that's
exotic
like
in that way
has that like Tibetan like influence is like
just ancient.
Like singing bowls and shit. Like
they also went to Northern Europe and influenced the Druids and early Aryan tribes, which is that's just the word for it. But like they like hit that Druid shit early. They hit that like Proto-Germanic shit and like built that all in. And that's why all these now like old religions like hold these pieces of this truth, right?
Yep.
These survivors carried fragments of Atlantean science and mysticism, encoded in myths, megalithic structures, architecture like that, secret teachings preserved in esoteric brotherhoods. But again, it's like if society collapsed, I don't know enough to build up like a cell phone again. Like I'm not gonna be able to bring my entire like I can bring like myths. I can be like, oh, we had ways to communicate without talking, and it's like if me and you, it's like if we get stranded somewhere and have to like teach people that don't know anything about it, it's like I can describe it.
It's gonna be, and then you're gonna describe it really well, but over generations, it's gonna change and it's gonna be lost, and you're gonna be like they can speak without words.
And honestly, like the esoteric like brotherhood that says like they know to change the stuff into like coded stuff. So you have to be like in the rooms to even know what it means. So you never know. Like maybe they were just using cell phones back then, and we just got the information.
I think it's like something like that. You know what I mean? It's like what it is. We're like mimicking this stuff.
I think we have probably a full like Atlantean Lemurian episode at some point, but it is like this is where her studies led her. She that's where she found these truths and started teaching, and obviously she was teaching all of these like underlying truths that were also hiding in there and different parts of things, more traditional like teachings from each culture. But this is like this fragmented truth that she put together. And like I said so many times already, it's like it's easy to think of now because it's already written down, but she's the one that did this thing, right? I think
put the stones down. Laid the foundation.
I think that's the end of it here. I have some random quotes. I don't even think I really need to read them. I mean, okay, here's one. Okay, yeah. She said, after several million years of their continent, Atlantis... After several million years of their continent, Atlantis perished. The undeveloped descendants of the Atlantean stock fell gradually into a still more abject and savage condition. Yeah, she's saying shit like that at her like at these meetings, you know.
Oh,
okay,
all right.
She said, of such semi-animal creatures, the sole remnant known were the Tasmanians. They were the last descendants in a direct line of the semi-animal latter-day Lumerians.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Which is interesting.
What does that even
interesting.
mean? All right, that's something.
She said.
That's something.
I like just saying things that she said.
Yeah.
She said, everyone is weaving thread by thread around himself. This destiny is guided either by the heavenly voice or by the evil genius.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And at this point, I just have the words close out.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Yeah. I think this has been a great study on Madame Blavatsky. This is a good deep dive into these roots of this mysticism that's going to go through as we're talking about in this multi-episode and arc deep dive, and it's we're gonna see this sprout into so many places. I'm excited to see where this pops up again and again and again. Dude.
Wisdom.
It's going to be I hope everybody has gained a nice backbone on this, because this is something that again it just teaches everything else, and everything leans on it. So it's cool to finally cover her and see that she is so much more than these one tie to Hitler and everything. It sucks that happened.
There's a lot of things that are tied to Hitler. That's
exactly.
All right,
so
it doesn't have to be though. Actually,
she has
the swastika. It's we can just. It doesn't have to be Nazi.
Yeah. I mean, she deserved a 2-parter in her own right. I mean, that's
Yeah.
With that being said,
do Hitler episode next.
Yeah, stay tuned. That'll be 2 or 3 episodes out. We're probably gonna hit Alistair next, I think.
Yeah,
we'll see though. That's not set in stone. Know that we do have tons of research going on.
Yeah,
I want to do a little shout out to Ozzy Crow. He's our field researcher right now. I know he'll be giving us some good stuff. And shout out to Sam. Hopefully he's guiding us soon as an assistant / manager. Yeah.
He's doing something.
Yeah. We have a lot of cool stuff in the works here at Pumpkin Hill Radio. Go ahead and check the socials. Follow us on everything. Check the daily posts. You can see sections of the video like this posted, and you can like it and share it and show your family. Show them about the Atlantis stuff.
Yeah, put it on.
You can tell them that Plato only had a shred of the story. He only had a shred, Mom.
This is a little
Mom,
drop.
he had just a shred.
This is a drop in a big bucket of water.
Imagine if we had the whole library.
We lost the Library of Alexandria. What was in it?
Check our merch.
Yeah.
Check our merch. We got some great stuff over there.
Buy the shirt.
Maybe we'll have some cool designs based off of these episodes to come.
Buy my shirts.
Buy the shirts. And
buy my shirts.
This has been Pumpkin Hill Radio.
Yeah.
Check the Patreon for bonus stuff. And keep it here for all your weird needs.
Yeah.
That's not the closeout word. That's not what I'm saying, the closeout.
Yeah.
I've been Travis Wormwood. That's Dawson Trailer.
Me.
And goodbye.
Bye. I love you.